Hey everyone, it's Friday. Golly, I just can't even get my dates. It's Friday. That means it's Chat with Mac. We are glad to have you. Thank you for everybody that's been watching. Really appreciate your input. Please keep giving us input about some things that you'd like for us to talk about. And for those of you that are new to what we do, welcome, welcome, welcome. Nadeem, how's it going, sir?
Oh, going pretty good. That's just I'm just exhausted today. I don't know why.
it's, it's been a busy week for you. I mean,
Yeah,
it's been
yeah. I mean it's a good problem to have. We have customers queued up. We're onboarding customers. There's a lot of
yeah.
cloud migrations going on right now. I think it's kind of like one of those things where people that were on the borderline or they were against the cloud to begin with, because I mean I know personally, I know people who were like, oh no, if I can't touch my server, I don't want it, I want something I can touch.
Right. Yeah.
And then something happened, something clicked, and now they're like, hey, I've heard about this cloud thing, can you migrate us to cloud like tomorrow? And it's like, no. I mean, it's something that we have to plan, it takes time. And so yeah, I mean it's just been hectic, and all these migrations, and there are things that that customers don't realize that they have, that we have to accommodate for.
Right.
And it could be something as simple as, like they have their in-house server, they have their files on there, and they have versions.
Yeah.
Well, do they want to maintain versions when you migrate to the cloud? A lot of people don't even know that they have versions. So those are things that we have to like do our due diligence on, and kind of, let customers know, hey, this is what you have, and this is the game plan to get them migrated over. So it's interesting.
But let me ask you, as far as the versions are concerned, when you get out of the server and move to the cloud, aren't there backups of those versions? Isn't that automatic? Wouldn't that make it simpler? Now that you're in the cloud, all of that information is backed up each time.
So that's an interesting question. And, one of the things is that cloud does not mean automatic backups.
Really?
Yeah, specifically, when people think about the cloud, they think Microsoft 365. They're thinking email, OneDrive, SharePoint, and all that.
Right.
Microsoft is very specific, and they clearly say this, that they can only guarantee data for 15 days. All bets are off after that. So your versions, your deleted files that are kept in Microsoft, they have their own recycle bin, so they're deleted files. Anything that you have, even if you delete a mailbox, or if you delete a mail, they are only keeping it for 15 days, and that's all they're saying. Anything beyond that, you have to have your own systems in place for that.
Okay. To be
Yeah,
honest with
yeah.
you, oh wow,
A lot
really?
of people don't know it. I mean, there's when I tell customers that, hey, do you want to have backups? Should we enable backups? Oh wait, no, we're in Microsoft 365. We're okay. We got that covered. And then you dig a little deeper, it's like, well, what backup systems do you have? And find out they don't have anything. They're thinking that Microsoft is backing up stuff for them, when Microsoft is very explicit in saying, that they are not backing up anything. And actually, I have a document here that I always like to share, that I can show you, if I can pull it up here. And I don't know if you can see that the aspect ratio
Yep.
is probably going to be messed up, but down here, this is a direct quote from Microsoft, and the orange highlighted area here is, we recommend that you regularly back up your content and data that you store on the services or store using third-party apps and services. So they're saying we're not going to have that. And if you read, when you sign up for Microsoft 365, if you read the fine print there, it will specifically say we are only guaranteeing it for 15 days. Even if it's in your, like, they're not saying that your data is not going to get corrupt. It can get corrupt. They're only guaranteeing is if it's 15 days old, we can guarantee you that it's going to be okay. After 15 days, it's off of us.
So if I have an important document And this is kind of slightly shocking, I guess, because I didn't know this. If I'm a business owner and I have, important pieces of whatever, and I have different versions of it because I've been making corrections and all that other stuff, and so I will only have that document for 15 days.
Yeah. Yeah. So normally, normally people don't see a problem, right? I mean, data doesn't just get corrupt. I mean, we've seen some data get corrupt, and some customers learn it the hard way that Microsoft only guarantees it for 15 days. So yeah, we've seen that. But in majority of cases, data is pretty safe, in the Microsoft cloud. However, it's things like, and this comes up fairly frequently, is one of the customer admins deleted a mailbox, and then they ask us, hey, can we restore that mailbox? I deleted it, but we need to restore it because we have, some kind of litigation going on, or sometimes it's even the user came back and I want to restore their mailbox, and it's after the 15 days, and it's like, absolutely no way we can get that data back.
Good
It's
Lord.
done. It's yeah. So what we do, like even internally, so Mac, as far as your data goes, that is safe because internally we have a third party backup that we use. So we have all our data in the Microsoft cloud, and then we have a third party, so we back up the data into their cloud. Now this third party guarantees it indefinitely. That's what you want. And the reason we do that is because we want our data to be safe indefinitely.
So you're saying a third party, so I can't get a more enhanced, what's the word I'm looking for? I can't get something a little bit enhanced with as far as keeping my data past 15 days with Microsoft. I have to go with a
You have to
third
go third
party.
party. Yeah, Microsoft does not go beyond 15 days. You have to go third party.
Holy crap.
Yeah. And this has been Microsoft's, I want to say
But can
MO,
these
but maybe that's not the right word, but this is how Microsoft has always operated, right? So they always given you a small piece, like a taste, and then they rely on their partners to extend it to get you to where you really want to be.
okay. But jeez, man. I get it. I get it, but at the same time, I'm kind of like, I don't know. I would think that Microsoft, even on that's to forget the consumer level, even on the enterprise level, I would think that they would have something that says, okay, we only have this for 15 days, but within the actual Microsoft suite, we have this, even if you need to purchase it. But using and I don't, what third party is that, by the way, if you don't mind me asking?
So we use a third party by the name of Axient, and it's
Okay.
a what they call the X360 cloud, and it basically can back up from a variety of cloud systems, so whether it's Microsoft, Google, and a few others, Dropbox, things like that. So basically, once it's backed up, it's not only for backups, but also it's for legal discovery, or just e-discovery is what we call it.
Mhm.
So if there is litigation going on and you need to retrieve emails from a certain company, you can't be expected to go through all your user mailboxes to find those emails, right? To find that correspondence. It's Microsoft has e-discovery tools built into Microsoft 365, but that's worse than pulling teeth. I mean, I have yet to see a customer admin contact that was happy with Microsoft's e-discovery tools. What I see is when there is time for e-discovery, and these companies don't have a third party solution in place, they just create a ticket with us and say, hey guys, I can't figure it out. This is what I need to find. Can you guys run e-discovery and find this for me? And then we run e-discovery and find this for you and charge them for it. So the third party tools, they make it very easy. They make it like a Google search, but just within all your organization content. So you can search all across your OneDrives, your SharePoints, your mailboxes in an easy search field like Google search. And that makes life a lot easier, especially if you're in the financial industry, or if you have, if you go through a lot of e-discovery type scenarios where I know some of the trading companies, they have to have, they have those requirements where they have to go through discovery every so often. And some of the companies have to do this for compliance. And that's just, X360 Cloud just makes it so much easier. But what I like about it, even if you don't have to do that e-discovery and that search, is that once data is in X360 Cloud, it is stored there indefinitely. And that's what I like about it. It's not going to cost me any extra, whether I save it for 3 years, 5 years, or 100 years. It's not going to cost me any extra. And that's what I like about it.
I didn't know that. But this is something we need on the consumer level. So I think the consumers don't have to worry about that unless, I think on the enterprise level for businesses, legal, hell, I don't
any business. I wouldn't even categorize it as legal. I would say any business. And that's why any, customer that we have, we let them know that, hey, by the way, the backup is only 15 days guaranteed by Microsoft. Anything else, it's not included. And there are more and more customers who are reaching out to us and saying, yeah, we didn't do it when we started out, but now there is a need for us to implement a solution like this. And especially now we're seeing more and more companies requiring compliance, and they have to get this done for their compliance requirements, or they're not going to be compliant with their regulations anymore.
Gotcha.
So yeah, I mean, it really kind of catches people off guard, and it's one of those lesser known things that you don't even think about, because you think cloud, you think it's automatically backed up when it's not. And actually it's less backed up than your own Exchange server would be if you had your own Exchange server. Because when we set up Exchange servers, we automatically set up these backups and these rules and things like that. But when it's in the cloud, there are some limitations. You cannot, Microsoft's not going to guarantee anything beyond the 15 days. So now we bring in this third-party solution, and now we can guarantee that data is going to be there indefinitely. And also it's going to be easy to find that data when you need it. That's another interesting thing, is a lot of times, yeah, the data might be there, but then if it's painful to get it, you're not going to get it.
Wow. That's good to know.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, with that, interesting message to everybody, I think we'll call it a day. I'm just done for today. And if you have questions about backups, or how we handle backups, one of the things that I also get is, like, when we do backups, like especially server image-based backups, how are we able to guarantee that that data is restorable? And it's an interesting way. The way we do it is we actually launch that server in the cloud, make sure it boots, and then we take a screenshot of that boot up screens, right? So it's booted up all the way. It's asking you for your username and password. We take a screenshot of that, and then we shut that server down. What that does is it guarantees that our server is in good and running condition, and that we can restore it, because if that server had any issue, you are not going to get that login screen. You were going to go to that blue screen of death.
Oof.
Yeah. So with that, we'll call it a day. Give people something to think about over the weekend. Have a good one, Mac.
Have a good one, sir. We'll see you guys.
See everybody next week, and be safe.
Be safe.